Hello sir, this is my exam video. I am Macden Vergat Bonton, BSIT 3D BPO. What is thesis? It is a report of a scholar upon some piece of research which he has completed. In the area of computing, it is defined as a technical report on a systematic investigation of a problem that can be solved using computing. It may include a solution, an approximate or partial solution, a scientific investigation, or the development of results leading to the solution of the problem. Next is Capstone project, an undertaking appropriate to a professional field. It should significantly address an existing problem or need. An IT Capstone project focuses on the infrastructure application or processes involved in implementing computing solution to a problem. Next is responsibilities. Responsibilities of a capstone project student. Upon enrollment in the thesis capstone project, the researcher has the sole responsibility of conceptualizing, undertaking, monitoring, and writing the thesis report. It is therefore necessary for a researcher to learn the necessary skill and competency in the conduct of a research. Although there will be an assigned advisor who will guide the student researcher in the conduct of the study. It is not the advisor's responsibility to feed everything to the researcher, because this defeats the purpose of teaching a researcher to be independent and to be competent. Besides, it will be the researcher who will present the result of the study in the final oral defense and not in the advisor. Next is capstone project as a thesis and a research work. Based from CHED Memorandum Order Number 25, Series of 2015, the thesis capstone project are required for candidates for graduation in all computing programs. Both the thesis and capstone projects are terminal project requirements that would not only demonstrate a student's comprehension knowledge of the area of study and research methods used, but also allow them to apply the concepts and methods to a specific problem in their area of specialization. Next is CCS-ICT Intellectual Property Policy. The college adopts the University Research Development Intellectual Property Policy and Guidelines, treasuring the substantial creativity, innovativeness, and intellectual contribution of the faculty, research and support staff, as well as students in the creation of intellectual property. The university adopts the Policy Guidelines of Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines. Next is A. Project duration. The thesis capstone project will be completed within 2 semesters, Capstone Project 1 and Capstone Project 2. In case that the student will not be able to comply the requirements within the prescribed semester, he or she will be given another 2 semesters as extension to complete the capstone project. Failure to complete within the 4 semesters duration, the student will be required to re-enroll Capstone Project 1 and Capstone Project 2. Considering that the average lifespan of a software in 3 years. In case the student will pass thesis or Capstone Project 1 but will fail to complete Capstone Project 2 within 2 semesters, the students will be required to re-enroll thesis or Capstone Project 1 and thesis or Capstone Project 2. Next is B. Project Group Composition. The Capstone Project Group will be composed of a most 3 members, depending on the complexity of the project. Students will be allowed to choose their group members, but still the subject teacher has the final decision to approve the said group depending on the capability of the members of the group. Next is C. Project Advisor. The Dean or Program Chair is given the authority to select the students' advisor and panel members based from the faculty members' competency and expertise on the Capstone project topic. The selection of advisor for the Capstone project will be allowed on those faculty member from the ICT. Appointment, colleges, institutions, universities will be allowed on a case basis. Contract of Service or COS. Faculty members may handle Capstone project advisorship provided that there be a permanent faculty member who will be a co-advisor to ensure that there will be somebody who will assume that advisorship once the contract of the foreman is terminated. The maximum number of Capstone project advisorship in 5 per faculty member. Next is D. Panel composition. The Dean or Program Chair will assign qualified and competent faculty members who will constitute the defense panel. The defense panel shall be composed of the following. Number 1. Chairman. Preferably the Dean or Program Chair on a faculty with at least master's degree. Two members. One may be a content expert. Next is E. Duties and responsibilities of the panel chairman. Brief the proponents or researchers about the proposal hearing and oral defense program during the actual proposal hearing on oral defense, respectively. Issue the verdict. The verdict is a unanimous decision among the 3 members of the thesis or capstone project proposal hearing on oral defense panel. Once issued, it is final and irrevocable. Nominate a thesis or capstone project for the outstanding research or capstone project award. Next is F. Duties and responsibilities of the panel members or content expert. Validate the endorsement of the advisor. The panel serve as internet auditors, putting some form of check and control on 2 kinds of thesis or capstone projects being approved by the college. Evaluate the deliverables. Recommend and verdict. Listen and consider the request of the advisor and on the proponents or researchers. Nominate a thesis or capstone project for the outstanding research or capstone project award. Next is G. Duties and responsibilities of the project thesis or capstone project subject teacher. The subject teacher is by default the advisor of all groups assigned to him or her. Announce research or capstone project areas at the start of each semester to the students. Conduct general meetings with the students to discuss the capstone project guidelines, policies and deliverables, and to allow the students to raise and clarify issues. Select proposal hearing and oral defense panel for each team. Schedule research or capstone project activities such as the deadlines of deliverables and proposal hearing of oral defense sessions. Next is H. Duties and responsibilities of the advisor. Clarifies points during the proposal hearing and oral defense. ensures that all required revisions are incorporated into the appropriate documents and software, keeps informed of the schedule of research or capstone project activities, required deliverables and deadlines, recommends to the proposal hearing and oral defense panel the nomination of his or her research or capstone project for an award. As a special advisor, he or she is responsible to be a provider, an encourager, a dictator, a pussy boss, a connector, and an employment agency. Ensures that the study proposed by the students conforms to the standard of the college and immediate or potential impact of a research trust of the university. Guides the research or capstone project students in the following tasks while in the proposal stage: defining the research problems or objectives in clear specific terms, building a working bibliography for the research, identifying variables and formulating hypotheses if any, determining research design, population to be studied, research environment, instruments to be used, and the data collection procedures. Meets the team regularly, at least twice a month. Note: team the team must seek proper appointment to answer questions and help resolve impasses of and conflicts. Advisor must remind the proponents or researchers to do their work properly. Reviews through all deliverables at every stage of the research capstone or capstone project to ensure that they meet the department's standards. The advisor may also require his or her proponents or researchers to submit progress reports regularly. Recommends the proponents or researchers for proposal hearing and oral defense. The advisor should not sign the proposal hearing notice and the oral defense notice if she or he believes that the proponents or researchers are not yet ready for proposal hearing and oral defense respectively. Thus, if the proponents or researchers fail in the proposal hearing or oral defense, it is particularly the advisor's fault. J. The thesis capstone project presentation. As recommended by the Philippine Society of IT Education Research Committee, public presentation is required. It should be a school-based presentation open for public viewing. Next is K. Thesis or capstone project turnover. Project turnover is limited to the software developed, not including the equipment used during implementation as stated in the MOU. In the event that the student is willing to donate the equipment, it must be stated in the MOU. Next is L. Thesis or capstone drug test grading system. The final grade of each proponent will comprise of the following: average grade of panel members 30%, subject teacher 30%, advisor of the capstone project or group 30%, peer grading 10%, and a total of 100%. Verdicts. There will be 4 possible verdicts after the proposal defense. The verdict is a unanimous decision among the 3 members of the panel committee. Once issued, it is final and irrevocable. Approved. Minor revisions are necessary, but they do not have to be presented in front of and checked by all panelists. 86 to 100. Approved with revisions. Major revisions shall be incorporated in the final copy of the revised project proposal summary. There must be checked by the panelists. 70 to 85. Disapproved. The proponents or researchers failed to propose a researchable or Scholarly Capstone project below 70. Verdict's final defense. Accepted with revision. Revisions are necessary, but they do not have to be presented in front of the check by all panelists. 71 to 100. Re-oral defense. Another oral defense session in which all 70 to 85. Not accepted. The proponents or researchers failed to propose a researchable or scholarly capstone project below 70. And last is system and manuscript defense. Capstone project output. Group grade. Using prototype rubric 70%. Oral examination. Individual grade. Same rubric with proposal 30%. With a total of 100%. Capstone project output group grade 70%. The output should be consistent with the objectives as defined during the proposal stage 25%. All major module and features of the system's output as defined after the proposal stage are delivered to credit shall be based on the percentage of delivered items 25%. Group debugging. The group shall display competence in resolving planted bugs 20%. That's all. Thank you for listening.